My name is Harrison Graham, and you are watching the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. Appreciate everybody for clicking on today's video. We're going to get you guys caught up on the latest Chiefs news and rumors, so let's get this party started. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, his future looking muddy at best. Report dropping that Chiefs are not expected to exercise Edwards-Helaire's fifth-year option for 2024, which means he's still under contract through 2023, but that will be the final year of his rookie deal. And I did tweet this out when that report came out. In other news, water is wet. Obviously, his fifth-year option was going to be declined with the emergence of Isiah Pacheco and just with the inconsistent play and injuries with Edwards-Helaire. Look, he might be done in Kansas City. It's a very real possibility. He was inactive in the Super Bowl, even though he was healthy. I don't know. I don't really see a path for him having a role on this football team moving forward. And it's kind of disappointing how this has all played out because while his rookie year wasn't awesome, that wasn't like, oh, we picked you in the first round. We thought he would get more, but we're like, okay, 800 yards, 4 touchdowns. It's something to build off. Well, had more injuries, only 517 yards, 4 scores in 2021. And then this year, kind of gets injured again and then ultimately replaced by Isiah Pacheco. He ends up only having 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then Pacheco, who didn't start until midway through the year, he rushes for 830 yards and 5 touchdowns, averaged almost 5 yards per carry, and was awesome in the postseason. I think the Chiefs have learned a lesson. And the lesson is, especially for this franchise right now with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, drafting Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the first round was a mistake. You don't need to take a running back early, especially if you're this team. I think that's true for most teams, but especially for the Chiefs. You can plug and play in this system. You know how I know that? Because Isiah Pacheco just proved it. Jarrett McKinnon on a vet minimum deal was a huge impactful guy last year. You don't need to spend a first-round pick on a running back. Look, I would love Bijan Robinson, but I don't need to draft a running back in the first round. If I'm the Chiefs, I've got Isiah Pacheco. I'm re-signing Jarrett McKinnon for a cheap deal to be RB2, and you're good to go. If Edwards-Helaire stays as RB3, plays next year out, that's fine with me, but I think he's possibly done. He could get cut or traded. We'll have to wait and see what happens when it comes to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now, what should the Chiefs do with CEH? Type K for keep him, type T for trade him, or type C for cut him? I think I would try to explore a trade, even if it was like a conditional 6th or 7th. Let me know what you guys think. Pen comment on today's show. What do you guys think the Chiefs should do with Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Next up is a free agent rumor. Could Kansas City sign Packers' impending free agent wide receiver Allen Lazard? Well, Marquez Valdes-Scantling appears to be recruiting his former teammate to Kansas City. We'll get to that part of it a little bit later on, but an NFL executive told producer Sam's favorite reporter, Jordan Schultz, the following, quote, "You can do a lot of different things with him in your offense," talking about Lazard. He makes contested catches. He blocks. He can hurt you with his size. He probably runs better than you realize. And Lazard is coming off a career year. Aaron Rodgers, heading into the season, called him the Packers' #1 receiver. Now, Christian Watson emerged for them and had a big year, but Lazard was pretty solid. 60 catches, almost 800 yards, had 6 touchdowns, and while he's improving as a pass catcher, a route runner, and just an overall receiver, something he's always been good at and would bring to this offense is he's an elite blocking wide receiver. So on those quick screens to receivers or in the running game, he is putting corners on their ass in space. He is one of the best blocking wide receivers in the National Football League, and coaches love guys who can do that, especially if they're not true #1 receivers as pass catchers. Come in, be a 2 or 3 type, block really well. I think Allen Lazard could play a pretty nice role on this football team. Now, what do you guys think? Should the Chiefs sign Allen Lazard in free agency? Type S for sign or P for pass. Let me know, and I'll explore why this could make some sense for Kansas City coming up after our sponsor break here. We appreciate Cultivate for sponsoring today's show. Download the free browser extension at wecultivate.us/chatsports. Today's show is sponsored by Cultivate, the free browser extension that brings transparency to your Amazon shopping experience. Cultivate shows you the brand, seller, or product origin and identifies local alternatives that support local community efforts while saving you money. With over 50% of Amazon U.S. sellers based in China, Cultivate offers a way to avoid trickery from these sellers and keep money in the U.S. economy. Cultivate offers alternatives that are on average 30% less expensive than Amazon without any additional costs, such as Amazon Prime. It can even identify local alternatives that you can pick up on the same day. Cultivate users earn free donations as rewards for using this extension, and the more you use it, the more you earn in donations by increasing your level. In fact, Cultivate donates 51% of the revenue they make on your purchase. So what are you waiting for? Go to wecultivate.us/chatsports and download Cultivate for free. Save some money. Keep money in the U.S. economy. It's a big win-win for everyone involved. wecultivate.us/chatsports. Download the free internet extension right there, and you will be good to go and find the best prices as you are doing your shopping online. All right, let's get back to Allen Lazard. So Marquez Valdez-Scantling tweeted this out in response to Lazard potentially getting paid, saying, "Pay the man, happy whatever way it go for you, but also come to Kansas City," at Allen Lazard. Lazard, this was a reply to MVS with the eye emoji. It's officially eye emoji season in the NFL offseason. Where a dude's going to go, we'll have to wait and see. And, hey, I'll just throw this out there. Lazard could be a cheaper Juju replacement. Now, as a pure route runner, catcher of the football, Juju's a better player, but Juju might get $15, $18, $20 million. You might be able to get Lazard for like 10 to 12. So, he's not a number one, but comes in here. He's a part of this deep rotation with Tony and, Sky Moore, MVS, Kelsey at tight end. Maybe you draft someone as well. Great run blocker, improved as a ball catcher every single year. I like this idea. We'll see what happens with Allen Lazard. Now, could the Chiefs trade L'Jarius Sneed? This is an interesting idea that has been thrown out there. L'Jarius Sneed, of course, has been this team's top corner for the past few years now. We'll talk about this here in a second as well, but here's the deal. If you want Chiefs videos every single day, if you're a huge fan of this team, and if you want to stay up to date with the latest news, rumors, trade buzz, like L'Jarius Sneed as well, hit that subscribe button, turn on that your notifications by selecting that bell icon. You will be good to go. You'll know exactly when we go live and exactly when we publish videos. So subscribe to the channel today, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Charles Goldman of Chiefs Wire proposed this idea of Chiefs fans might not want to hear it, but after the success the team had drafting quarterbacks in 2022, Brett Veach might consider trading L'Jarius Sneed a year prior to his rookie contract running out. Continue to build the position up through the draft in what is considered a strong draft class. Before you cancel me, this actually isn't crazy. And it's ironic that I have this take just less than a year ago. I called out Brett Veach and this organization for trading Tyreek Hill. I thought it was a crazy decision. I was proven wrong. Someone actually screen grabbed that and tweeted it at me earlier. And like the mature adult I am, I said, hey, I'll take the L on this one. Look at that. I'm taking the L on the Tyreek Hill trade. This isn't crazy because, look, L'Jarius Sneed's a damn good player, but you're going to have to pay him good money. You look at the highest paid corners, like Byron Jones, $16.5 million, Darius Slay, Tre'Davious White, like these are really good players. And, I'm not saying Sneed is a household name, but he's getting at least 13, 14, 15 million. I mean, Charvarius Ward got 3 years, $42 million last offseason for the San Francisco 49ers. I love L'Jarius Sneed, but here's the reality. The Chiefs connected on 3 corners in the draft last year. Trent McDuffie, he's a proven starter. Jalen Watson was huge for this team. Josh Williams was awesome last year. Now, we don't know how rookies are going to progress into year 2. I get it would be a risk, but the Chiefs have good depth at corner. They really do. And I'm not actively shopping L'Jarius Sneed. I'm not. But I've seen other people step on this idea as well. Carrington Harrison, who's covered this team for a while. Seth Keysor has talked about this as a possibility. And with this draft being in a good corner class, what if a team does offer you a second-round pick for L'Jarius Sneed? I think you got to be at least willing to entertain the offer because you could go out and get a Devin Witherspoon, a Joey Porter Jr., Keely Ringo, Cam Smith, Christian Gonzalez. It doesn't even include guys like Eli Ricks, Tyreek Stevenson. It's a really good corner class. And look, the reality for Kansas City moving forward, and this started last year with the Tyreek Hill trade, is Brett Veach has to make tough decisions year in and year out on which key players to pay. I would be comfortable paying L'Jarius Sneed, but I think that's one you have to think about. Like, are you giving him $15 million per year? Because that might be what it takes to pay him, and that could impact someone else you're trying to keep elsewhere. We saw they weren't willing to pay Tyreek Hill $30 million per year. So what they do, they traded him, and they won a Super Bowl. You have 3 other good corners. I acknowledge L'Jarius Sneed's the best one of the bunch right now, but draft another one, give you some extra cushion. I think it's at least something you have to at least be open to. And when you're in win now mode, you got to be willing to be very aggressive year in and year out. And look, trading L'Jarius Sneed, that could be an example of doing just that. Now, what would you do? Again, I'm not even saying I would deal him or trade him. What would you do? Type deal for deal him, trade him away, or type B for bring him back. I probably would bring him back, but if you can get a day 2 pick, hell, maybe a first round pick for Sneed, probably not, but maybe, I think you have to consider it. Type D for deal or type B for bring him back.